out there. And now back to the real world. 9:21. Lisa is with us, Lisa Ling. Midway through the first of her CNN show called This Is Life with Lisa Ling. Sunday's episode is called Jungle Fix. I don't know what that is, so we'll find out here.
Deep in the jungle lies a hidden retreat.
Why did you want to come here? I would like to not wish to die all the time.
Illegal in the U.S., but could this be the cure for PTSD?
I was showing a lot of signs. I was very depressed.
What do you say to people who call ayahuasca a drug?
These are natural plants. This is medicine.
We flew thousands of miles away to drink from a cup. We would like an alternative treatment option. Case closed.
I'm confused. I didn't know you were on Survivor.
I know, believe me, I was out in the hinterland trying to survive. But this episode, Jungle Fix, it's about this hallucinogenic plant mixture called ayahuasca. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Well, someone in the studio has. Yes, because it's becoming this phenomenon in the United States and around the world. It's this plant mixture only found in the Amazon jungle, and it's purported to be able to cure people of trauma like PTSD or severe depression. And it's, there's a big debate about it because in the United States it's considered an illicit drug. It's a Schedule A drug akin to cocaine and methamphetamines.
So there's a downside? There's an addictive problem?
So no, I mean, I have never heard of anyone who has become addicted to ayahuasca because the whole experience is unlike any other substance in that you purge profusely as soon as you take it. And that's all part of the process. And they say
you physically
that
purge, not emotionally. I mean,
wait, do
you physically
smoke
purge from both sides in some cases.
Okay.
Because it is literally the release of negative energy, toxins, etc. And people say that it has changed their lives. I mean, not everyone who's done it, but it has become truly something that throngs of Americans are going to the Amazon to seek out. Yeah. And we went with a group of veterans, and these are people with severe PTSD. They had been on so many different kinds of pharmaceutical medications. They had tried so many different kinds of therapy. Some of them have been suicidal every day and have been at their wits' end. And they went to the jungle to try what they call this medicine in Peru.
Does it work?
You'll have to watch the
Does
show.
it work?
I was not able to try it.
Oh, that's the next question.
Right. I was forbidden from trying it, but I've been told that it has changed people's lives.
Interesting.
And I haven't heard that about any other hallucinogenic plant mixture.
And as you know, no addiction problem.
I've been told it's almost impossible to become addicted to it.
Why is it on the same schedule, though, with addictive drugs?
I think because people don't know that much about it. And the pharmaceutical industry is extremely powerful.
Right.
And I'm not sure that the industry wants people to be aware of the fact that this is something that may
Well, I'm surprised they don't
be an antidote.
try to get a patent on it.
Well, I mean, I don't know that anyone really could. I mean, there are these shamans out there in Peru who concoct this special mixture, and they say that it's best done under the care of a shaman.
Is there a huge, perhaps, placebo effect given the geography, the setting, and all of that?
I'm told that there really isn't because you have such a physical reaction and not always good initially. But they say that kind of purging is necessary in order to have the kind of experience.
I did a little purging in the first show. I didn't see the show, but I read about it. And you're the last person I would think would be this. You became what you called a sugar baby.
Well, let me clarify. So we did an episode called
And
Sugar
I watched
Babies
it
and
last
Sugar Daddies.
night.
Thank you for watching it.
For the second time.
And it's interesting because it really is an economic story in many ways. Because the young women who are taking part in it, they say that, look, we're the first generation ever in American history to be told constantly, you're not going to be able to make as much money as your parents. So they believe they've been able to find this alternative where they don't have to work 3 jobs a day and can maintain their studies. And I wrote an essay about a time in my life when I felt like a sugar baby, and I was in a relationship with someone who I think eventually wanted me to stop working and have a family.
He would be the provider, and you would
and
just...
that's fine for some people. I just worked too hard.
But describe, when you say sugar baby, you were living a life a lot of people fantasize about in this relationship.
I in some ways got seduced by this life, and was in the relationship for the wrong reasons.
Right.
And for that reason, it was the one time in my life that I actually regret, because I've worked too hard to become the woman.
Well, you've always been a focused person,
Yeah.
and Speaking of focusing, can we talk about your ADD for a moment?
I was so surprised
Yes.
to read that about you.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, it was something that really plagued me. I had this tremendous inability to focus in a classroom on my studies. I was really lucky that I got the opportunity to travel and become a journalist and work on so many different kinds of stories, because that's where I started to thrive and was able to actually hyper-focus. I just am someone who cannot focus in a classroom. I've always had tremendous difficulty.
It's something you want, right? If you're really interested in it, you're there more than anybody else.
I can hyper-focus.
Hyper-focus.
Yeah.
But that's to the detriment of everything around it.
Sometimes.
Well, and your
Certainly.
environment's exciting and it's constantly changing and you're meeting all kinds of people, you're challenging yourself to think. That's why I love like all the stories you do, because I always have an opinion before I watch whatever
And I want people
the
to have an
topic
opinion,
is.
yeah.
And I think this is the opinion I have. I'm not
Yeah.
going to change it. And then after I watch something, I'm like, okay, you know, now I see it through someone else's
well, thank
eyes.
you, because
and
that's the goal.
It's
I
provoking.
I want to encourage people to come to our show with opinions, but also come with an open mind and be prepared to have your horizons possibly expanded about things that you might not have really known otherwise.
Let me ask you a 1985 question.
Okay,
right?
let me think back on when that was.
No.
Okay.
Do you have it all? Do you?
Oh, definitely not.
Remember that phrase?
No.
Yeah, can you have it all?
I don't think I have it all, but I feel very lucky to have what I do have. You know, I have a beautiful family and a job that I love.
Right.
And not a lot of people can say that they love their job.
There's
and I
always
just
a
feel
price
so
you pay,
grateful.
though, isn't there? There's always a price.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was telling you, shooting this season of This Is Life, I was traveling sometimes 20 days a month. So, and I will never forget something that Barbara Walters, you know, would always say to me. You know, she would never give me career advice. She would always say, don't neglect your family, don't neglect your personal life. And that's something
hard to
that's really
do.
stuck with me. Yeah, we career women, we professional women, you know, we get so focused on our jobs that sometimes, you know, it's difficult to maintain
And you
that
also
balance.
feel, I think it's still true, you got to work twice as hard. Still.
Absolutely.
Still.
We
right.
feel like we need to. And there's with good reason. Women don't get paid as much as men across the board. Yes.
We're going to do the you want to trade paychecks joke, but it's always great to see you.
You too. I adore you.
Give your sister my love.
I will.
Okay, tell her to come by. How's she
I will.
doing?
I know you like her better than me.
Well,
so
I like you both. Okay. This is Life with Lisa Ling, airs Sunday night at 7 and 10 on CNN.